I introduce you to the team to say, this is Mogobe. He's done so well in the community and he loves cooking, but look at his kitchen. Look at the state of his kitchen. So it's quite heartfelt. And then we go in there with the team and we renovate your kitchen for 50,000 rands in 3 days. So we've got a 3-day deadline.
Wow.
And then we go in there with the team and we rock it in 3 days. Wow. And then we take you away so that you're not seeing what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably take you away to a resort where you can have a good time with your family. By the time you come back, your kitchen is not the same. And the emotions that come with that. So it's a really feel-good show.
Yeah. This is Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. We enthuse, we energize, we inspire, and we empower entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs of all stripes in BW and beyond.
Hello and welcome to another wonderful, exciting and exhilarating episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. I'm thrilled as always. I'm here in Mzanzi. I'm in Sempton to be exact, and I'm with none other than Thato Mbha. And you'll know in a second why I'm so excited. If you look this man up, he's got a following of 1.5 million. He's very active in the media space, and more importantly, he's in my area, the area of real estate. So you'll see by the quality of discussions and conversation we're about to have that we're both fairly excited about this. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Thato Mbha.
Thato Mbha, how are you?
I'm very well.
Good. Is there no clap for us? Is there no welcome? Thanks for having me, my
Somebody should be cheering somebody. Yeah. Listen, let my viewers know about you in terms of brief background.
My name is Thato Mbha, popularly known as TT Mbha. A lot of people call me Temba, and I don't know why. Maybe it's from the TT Mbha. So the TT comes from my name, Thato. There's 2 T's there. I'm a Kasi dreamer, born and bred in Pimville, Soweto. Grew up Kokasi, like a typical township boy playing soccer. There was no other sporting codes we could be exposed to at the time because of our history in our country, as you would know.
Yes.
But growing up Kokasi, always dreamt of being something meaningful in this world and being a big player in the space. In fact, growing up Kokasi, I knew that I'm going to end up in real estate at some point. And how I knew this was, I used to walk around Kokasi a lot, and I used to marvel at corner houses. I had an obsession. I didn't do.
Really?
Because there was a perception in Kokasi, if you stay in a corner house, you are rich. Big windows, big doors, all of that.
Yeah.
And I promised myself that one day, when I'm well off, or when I've achieved that pinnacle of self-actualization,
yes,
I will own a corner house, a white corner house. And I currently stay in a white corner house. It's come full circle.
The dream has come true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Today is the Day of the African Child, June 16. Does it mean anything to you personally?
Personally, it means everything to me. A lot of us are enjoying the freedom and the democracy today because of the sacrifices of the young people in that era, 1976. So it is through their sacrifices that we are enjoying this freedom that we call and enjoy, and we can have freedom of speech and all of these things, right? And we should never forget that, because a lot of lives were lost.
Yes.
A lot of sacrifices were made by our parents' parents, and so forth, and our forefathers and foremothers to enjoy this. So it is a meaningful day, and I would hate for us to miss the meaning, especially for our kids. It's upon us as parents to make sure that we preserve the history that it comes with it and what it means. June 16 was a very sad day in 1976, and we should commemorate, also appreciating the lives that were lost.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And recognizing that the democracy that we enjoy is a result of things
Absolutely.
like that.
It started then.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about your education, at secondary school and tertiary.
So I went to primary school in Soweto, Ndela Primary School. Then I moved to Mpanza, and then my parents decided to move me to Banato High. It was in Beria. I then got expelled. I was a problem child growing up, with a lot of Kasi mentality in me.
Why?
Siyazenza Latina, we don't want to write exams, tools down. That whole concept of Kasi, I took it to toying and all of that. So that I got expelled, and then my parents moved me to a boys' school. So I went to Parkton Boys, where I matriculated, and that's where I got the discipline. Because in a boys' school, you are taught a lot of discipline, respect, self-love, respect for others, And then after that, I then matriculated in 96. Then I studied fashion design and clothing management. I was so good that I used to beat the ladies in my class. There were only 2 guys in our class. Because fashion design and clothing management were not popular back then. It was something that was perceived to be for women.
Yes.
To sew, diaparo, khoroka, and all of that. But I mean, I learned how to do that. I even got a scholarship. That's how good I was for my second and final year of study from DuPont, a company called DuPont, which manufactures Lycra. And then I did my
big
internship.
Company.
Very big company. I then started my first internship with Edcon as a trainee buyer, buying clothes, sourcing clothes for them. I did so well that I was promoted to become a specialist buyer at some point. And whilst I was doing that, I was also working for Smirnoff as a promoter and a brand ambassador. So
Wow.
And I then pursued my qualification in marketing through the IMM. So I got my degree in marketing. I'm actually a chartered marketer by profession. You know, we've got chartered accountants.
Yeah.
I'm a chartered marketer by qualification as well. And then you know, whilst I was still working, then I was employed by Total Energy as a convenience buyer.
I've been told that it's not Total, it's Total.
That's Total, that's French. That's French. Yeah, it's Total. So they employed me as a buyer, took me from Edgar's.
Yeah.
And that's where I used to buy, you know, when you walk into the convenience stores, the Coke, the sweets, all of that you find, someone buys and negotiates on behalf of the consumers. So I used to be that guy. Got bored of it after a while. And whilst I was doing that, I was headhunted by Sasol in their marketing division to head up their customer experience division in its entirety. And that's when I started and I pursued a qualification. I've got a postgraduate in project management through Cranefield College.
Wow.
So yeah, man, I've had quite an interesting career.
I get the sense that you love education because you even went further and studied real estate.
Absolutely. I do believe that education gives you that stepping stone into anything in the world, you know. So I then pursued my qualification in real estate. I became an intern. So imagine after Sasol, I resigned from Sasol in 2010 when the World Cup came to our country. I left and I thought, Philip is here. We're going to make money. We didn't make any money. I made my biggest loss in 2010 because we made a lot of stupid young boy mistakes, which obviously you've paid the school fees for. And I think at that time I was part of a production company called Black Brain Pictures. I was one of the partners.
Blackberry as in those phones.
Black Brain, yes. Yeah, Black Brain. So our concept was absence of color, presence of mind. Black Brain. So we produced quite a lot of TV productions for the SABC and Mzanzi Magic. We've produced City Sesla, Topla, some really big sitcoms. And then I got bored of that as well. And then I was in 2014 I was diagnosed with meningitis and I was hospitalized. And it is at that point when I was hospitalized that I realized that this real estate bug is not going away. I've been avoiding it for the longest time. So when I was discharged, I then resigned as a director of Black Brain.
Was it a close shave moment, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about that.
It was one of the most chilling moments of my life because I was going through these terrible headaches for the longest time, and I consulted with my doctors. I ended up going to a brain specialist who then did a scan and they couldn't find anything. And then he recommended that I go for what they call a lumbar puncture. I don't know if you know what a lumbar puncture is.
No idea.
They will put a long needle on your back. And there's no anesthetic or anything. So you literally feel it going into your back on your spine, and you can't move because if you move, anything can happen. Most painful thing I've ever experienced. And when that lumbar puncture,
are they puncturing to pull something out?
Yes,
it's like a syringe.
Yes, but it's long. You can literally see it, and they advise you not to look at it because you might just not want to go through the experience. But after that lumbar puncture, I was diagnosed with acute meningitis, and the most traumatic thing for me was when they came in my ward. My daughter, my firstborn daughter, and my wife were sitting there, and they literally took them out from nowhere. They were like, "You cannot be here because this man has just been diagnosed with acute meningitis," and everyone that came,
not safe for them.
Not safe for them.
Because
so everyone
it's
had to
contagious.
because it's airborne. And everyone had to come.
How does someone catch something like that?
It's airborne. Anyone can, and I don't know where I caught it, by the way. And it was these severe headaches that actually were a result of this, that I didn't know that I was actually, going through being diagnosed with acute meningitis. Cut a long story short, I was hospitalized for 7 days. It is those 7 days and I still say this, I don't know what if you believe in God, but I think God was slowing me down in those 7 days, because I've been procrastinating getting to real estate, and every time I got a chance to get into it, something would disturb me in the media space, and I'd be distracted by a production or whatever.
Because real estate, Ghana, is your childhood
It's
dream.
been a childhood dream that I put on the back burner, because I wanted to make the quick buck elsewhere and then come back.
Yes.
But in those 7 days, it allowed me the opportunity to really reflect on my life and realize that we want to strive to be the best at what we do, but we never get happy with where we are. We always want more. You make $1 million, you want more. You make $1 million, you want more. And I realized that
I think we've been designed that
we've
way.
been designed that way, unfortunately, that we forget to stop and pause and be in the moment.
Yes.
We in such a rat race that you're quick to make this, and then once you make it, you're on to the next.
Yeah.
You don't appreciate the moment. And those 7 days were that for me. I made a decision that I'm leaving the media space and I'm joining real estate. So I literally moved from being a director and a boss at a production company to becoming an intern estate agent for a year at Keller Williams. So I partnered with Keller Williams because they are a US-based estate agency that operates all over the world. And for me, the reason I partnered with them is they allowed me to still work independently of them. The other real estate agencies didn't want that. I'm not going to mention their names because they don't deserve to get the name mentioned on this platform. But long story short, I went through an internship for a year as an intern, shadowing other estate agents. Some of them even made me make tea for them. But I didn't worry about that. My ego was not bruised. And I reflect on it now. The very same people that I used to make tea for actually work for me now. how life has just turned. But I don't treat them the way they did. And I always remind them that never treat people in a way that you wouldn't want to be treated.
Did they treat you poorly?
I could tell that the whole tea making thing was just to belittle me as an intern, just to remind me of my position. And I took it because I knew what I was there for. And my purpose was to learn. I had a long-term goal. Making tea didn't make me lose sleep. And now I'm in a position where they can make me tea, but I don't impose that on them.
I like that.
I make my own tea.
Now, talk about the qualification you got from real estate. Take us through that.
So you have to be in South Africa. At the time, we had the EEAB, which was the Estate Agency Affairs Board. It's now changed to PPRA, which is a Professional Practitioners Regulatory Affairs Board. So these are the guys that regulate us as estate agents to operate. So that's where you get your license. But before that, you have to serve a year as an intern, learning the ropes, and then you have to submit your portfolio of evidence for that year to say that this is what I've learned over this year, and then you write a 6-hour board exam. Now after
long.
And it's an open book. I don't think people appreciate how difficult an open book exam is. Because you've got so much information that you get lost in the information. You find people coming into the exam room with 5 files. Because I knew what I was going to
focus on,
and I knew what I was going to focus on. And it helped me psychologically as well, not to worry about other people getting qualified. So you write that 6-hour board exam, and then once you qualify, you become what we call a PPRE, which is a professional practitioner in real estate, which means you're an estate agent. Now you can sign your own deal sheets.
Does that mean you can do valuations?
You can do valuations. You can sign offers. As an intern, you can't. You need a qualified status agent to sign on your behalf. Because there's legalities involved in the space. You can get sued. You can lose a lot of money. And so then I qualified as a full status agent, still working under Keller Williams, but I already registered my company, Black Real Estate and Mzanzi Cribs. So I registered 2 companies specifically because I wanted Black Real Estate to focus on the commercial and the industrial side of real estate, and Mzanzi Cribs to focus on the residential side of things. So after that, I then a few months later, I wrote another board exam. Now that board exam was to qualify me as a master practitioner in real estate, which is a MPRE.
What is the difference?
The difference is that as a full status agent, you work for an agency. And in that agency, there's what they call a principal who signs off everything for all the agents. So there's a difference. If you are a master practitioner, you get to sign off everything. You literally run the business. If I can simplify it, a master practitioner is, I would say, maybe the CEO of the business, and a full status agent could probably be an MD of a business, in simple terms, simple business terms. So the MD will report into the CEO, to the group CEO. So that's how it's structured, and I've been in the business for about 11 years.
Wow.
Since I got meningitis.
Oh,
since,
okay.
Since
is that how you count time now?
2014. It's what shifted and pushed me to get into real estate. If I didn't have meningitis, maybe I would still be fully fledged in the media space.
Sometimes the universe or God has to throw you into the into the crucible, into the fire.
Absolutely. And I'm not sure if it was a specific reason why I was in hospital for 7 days. It was literally 7 days. I was in there for 7 days. On the 7th day, I was discharged. So maybe the number 7 has got a meaning. I could say.
MPRE, I mean, especially chartered MPRE. What is it you can do, and what is it you do now?
So as a master practitioner in real estate, I operate in different spaces. Obviously, we've got a national footprint, but now we're getting into, it allows us to get into the space of development in real estate as well. We are able to work with developers. We're able to also, dabble into the construction space, because working with developers means you are now exposed to the construction side of things.
Just explain the significance of the word chartered.
Okay.
And the significance of the word master.
Okay.
In that title.
So there's two. So a chartered marketer is like a chartered accountant, like I said. So that's a different designation. That's a marketing qualification that I've got. Now, a master practitioner in real estate is the highest designation you can get in real estate in South Africa. It doesn't get better than that. You can't be more qualified than that. So you get to sign off deals, contracts, which means you understand the legalities that are involved in terms of legislation, things like capital gains tax for clients. You are able to educate them about transfer duty and all costs, because a lot of clients don't know what's involved when you buy real estate. There's a lot of legalities that go with that as well.
Why do you think you're so passionate about real estate? Why do you love it so much?
I love real estate because it's an essential service. Everyone needs shelter. Maslow's hierarchy of needs tells you that the most basic human need is shelter, food, and clothing.
Yes.
So I'm in the business of people needing shelter. We need a shelter in everything we do, and obviously for me, real estate is everywhere. Road, air, water, even air. That's why they sell airtime.
Yeah,
it's real estate. You know what I mean? So for me, real estate is everywhere. We can't avoid real estate in everything we do.
It is the earth.
It is the earth.
And
if you are in the earth, you must be able to see how much you can, get out of the earth.
Yeah.
So that's why I got into it. It's a space that's going nowhere. It can never disappear.
And which specific areas are you personally active in? Or through Black Real Estate, or even through Mzanzi Cribs?
So we are national. We've got a national footprint, but we prefer to focus on the luxury side of real estate, because that's where the great margins are at. But we do service the average person as well, because for us it's about educating Black people about the space, especially first-time home buyers. I think that's a big market that needs to be educated so that they've got the right information out there. But like I said, my partnership with Keller Williams really opened a lot of doors internationally for us, where international buyers who want to come and invest in South Africa come through us. Okay. A lot of sales in Cape Town from these international buyers goes through us. Yeah, which is an added advantage.
What would you say was your biggest and most exciting deal?
There's been so many. There's been so many. A lot of the exciting deals obviously are on the commercial side, where we were part of a shopping mall or a hotel building. And the transaction obviously was managed by us from a real estate point of view. And obviously, without mentioning numbers, that was lucrative in the sense that it allowed us to grow and employ more people in the space, and obviously educate more people, because I'm very big on that.
So you were there as an agent. As an agent
on behalf of the developer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because remember, we were starting in the space.
Yeah.
And obviously,
so every time a tenant moves into the building, you get a percentage.
100%. So
and every time there's a sale,
we'll get a commission. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll get a commission.
You are the agent in charge of
100%.
Wow.
100%.
I can imagine a lot of zeros there.
Healthy zeros. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good to see growth, and I think we must never underplay that as Black people, because we need to inspire others as well, to show them that it's possible without being pompous about it.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit more about Mzanzi Cribs, the TV and social media side of it.
Yeah.
Tell us how you gravitated towards that and how it's doing.
So I realized that social media is a currency. Gone are the days of people depending on for sale boards. So first of all, we don't do for sale boards as an agency. You will never see our boards anywhere. We use digital and social media as our platform, and I think it started growing because a lot of people like to see beautiful houses. So I started profiling a lot of beautiful houses on my page, and it started growing, and then I used that as an opportunity to start marketing houses that are for sale. And people would obviously latch onto that, and they started enjoying it. But then I thought, we're doing so well as a business. How are we going to give back to the community? So I created a TV show called the Mzanzi Cribs Makeover, which is a home makeover show, where we basically
On which channel?
On Mzanzi Magic. It's on multi-choice, channel 161, and we've produced 3 seasons of that show.
Wow.
Where it's about changing the lives of South Africans and showing them that you deserve a better life and you deserve a dignified life. This show is really about restoring the dignity of black people.
So what would typically happen in an episode?
So Thato Mbha nominates Mogobe as someone who has done well in the community and he hasn't been recognized for his efforts. And we go into his place and I introduce you to the team to say, this is Mogobe. He's done so well in the community and he loves cooking, but look at his kitchen. Look at the state of his kitchen. So it's quite heartfelt. And then we go in there with the team and we renovate your kitchen for 50,000 rands in 3 days. So we've got a 3-day deadline.
Wow.
And then we go in there with the team and we rock it in 3 days. Wow. And then we take you away so that you're not seeing what's happening.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably take you away to a resort where you can have a good time with your family. By the time you come back, your kitchen is not the same. And the emotions that come with that. So it's a really feel-good show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to the American one.
Similar to the American one, but with smaller
What's
budgets.
It called? The American
Extreme Home Edition.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've
but
seen
they've got a big bus,
Yeah,
and they basically break down the entire structure.
Yeah.
We don't have those kind of budgets in South Africa, and we're asking for brands to support us, man. I mean,
maybe
the show
somebody is
good.
watching.
Maybe somebody's watching and you want to get into the space where you want to give back to the community. Get in touch with us because we really want to have impactful TV shows.
Why are you limiting it to 50,000?
Budget. Someone must pay for that.
Okay.
If I could, I would take it to 500,000 per episode,
Yeah.
but I can't afford it because we don't have enough funds.
Okay.
But we have to start somewhere at the
Yeah.
same time. So
And how has the reception been?
incredible. I mean, we obviously, a season is 13 episodes, and in each season we had entries of about 80,000. Imagine 80,000 entries, and you can only select 13.
Oh, no.
And we have to go through all these 80,000 entries.
And what's the criteria?
There's no criteria. You have to be South African,
how,
obviously.
How do you end up at 13?
Well, obviously, we deliberate with the team and look at the stories that are most touching and most compelling.
Yeah.
And we look at the people that actually need it the most. And obviously, we go through a whole... it takes a while.
Yeah. And this has thrust you into the public eye. How does it feel to be almost like you're under a microscope?
It's got its pros and cons. Being a public figure does have its pros and cons. You don't have a private life anymore. You can forget about that. You can't just sit at a mall by yourself and enjoy a private lunch because people want pictures. But there's a dark side to it as well. You know, people want to scrutinize you for everything that you do, everything that you say, your opinions. And people expect you to always be on a particular, trajectory. You must always be happy.
Yeah.
Even though you're going through your own personal challenges, the fans don't care for that.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the one thing I don't like about the space. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that I don't enjoy. But I enjoy the benefits that it comes with. You get preferential treatment everywhere you go. You get access into venues and events that most people wouldn't get access to.
Yeah.
And you also get to meet people who are high profile because
So there are pros and cons.
there are pros and
I
cons.
think there are more pros than cons.
It depends. It depends. It depends
Yeah.
on the magnitude of the
Yeah.
pro and the con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wrote a book called Tough Talk with TT.
Yes.
Take us through the genesis of writing that book.
So 2020, around May, June, somewhere there, I was diagnosed with COVID. Now, this is after I was diagnosed with meningitis in 2014, right? I went public about it. And sure, man, what a process. I went through 19 days of recovery. And I documented those 19 days into my book. It's a pocket book. It's a survival book about how I survived meningitis and how support is so crucial and critical.
Meningitis or
No, COVID.
COVID.
COVID,
sorry,
yeah, COVID in 2020. It's a 19 chapter book which reflects the 19 days of my recovery journey. I also created a talk show around that called Tough Talk with TT, which aired on Soweto TV, where I brought in different public figures and celebrities who were diagnosed with COVID as well to come and share their experience and how
it was
grateful
basically
they are.
a survivor's manual.
It was a survival guide.
Yeah.
But not just about COVID, about life, surviving obstacles in life, surviving challenges in life, how certain friendships can compromise you, how certain family members can compromise you, how support is important as human beings. No man is an island.
Where does one get the book?
It's everywhere. It's online as well. You can get it online. You can get it at exclusive books as well. There's also a digital version of it on our website. You can download it and you can purchase it there. So there's also an audio version of it.
Is
For
it
those that
selling
don't
well?
like it, we sold out in the first 2 weeks because obviously it was topical at the time. And,
Yeah.
people wanted to know, and people were still sick, so they wanted to know, how do I survive? And I wasn't prescribing anything. I was just telling them what I took, what worked for me. And
Not controversial things like ivermectin.
no, none of that. None
Yeah.
of that. It was just my journey of survival and how important it is to have support in everything that you do.
And what is you say is the biggest takeaway from that 19-day experience?
The biggest takeaway from that is that you need family. You need family, and also it helped me to realize that whatever feuds you have with family members, you need to fix it before it's too late.
Yeah.
You don't want to live a life of regret. Could have, should have, might have, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So it allowed me to reach out to some of the family members that I had conflicts with, and just to apologize. Life is too short. That's the biggest lesson for me.
Wow. That's good. I like that one. Listen, I have a mentorship class, a real estate mentorship class, and one of the things I teach my mentees is that real estate is actually the king or the queen, or if you like, the superstar of asset classes. Do you believe that?
120%.
Why?
Because if you think about it, real estate, first of all, is tangible. It's something that you can see,
Like
touch,
we
and
said
feel.
earlier, it's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And in general, if you look at the trajectory of real estate, it always appreciates over time, even through the cycles of buyers and sellers market that you go through. It's quite stable as an
Can you
industry.
share a little bit of your own investments in the area?
Yeah, I mean, look, I have my own investments where I've got tenants. I've got a one-bedroom strategy, so I focus on one-bedrooms because it's easy to tenant.
It's like studio apartments.
Studio apartments, I focus on that because it's easier to tenant, number one. Number two, it's cheaper to acquire. The entry is very easy in terms of price point. But also you are guaranteed that in that unit you won't have more than 3 people staying there. So the maintenance issues won't be as much as you renting out a house. And for me, it's worked. It's worked over time, and
it's ideal for bachelors.
It's ideal for bachelors. It's ideal for startup couples. So you know that for a fact. You know the thing is about renting out a 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom place. You stand a higher risk of maintenance costs going up over time, and your yield is a little bit lower than a studio apartment.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you'd have what, multi-story complexes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I would invest in different complexes as well, different developments that I get involved in. If maybe we're selling 100 units in a complex, I'd probably take 5 of those units and rent them out, because the barrier to entry is lower.
So you have a sizable
it's sizable
portfolio.
enough. Yeah.
Are you willing to mention the
No.
the unit size?
No, that's not important.
Talk to me about the Amatama movement, which you started. What is it about in the context of yesterday, which was Father's Day?
Right.
How significant is that movement?
So interestingly enough, I mentioned to you that I had COVID in 2020.
Yes.
And it is in that same year that I started the Thato Mbha Community Drive NPC and the Amatima Foundation NPC. Because I found myself, we were on lockdown. We were stuck at home. And I was having a lot of conversations with men about pressure that they're feeling. You're sitting at home, no income is coming in, but the expenses are still there. They're piling up. And it's starting to affect them mentally as well, physically and otherwise. And I said to myself, why don't I start a movement called Amatama, just to focus on men as well? Because there's a lot of movements that focus on women and the girl child, but no one focuses on men. And I started Amatama, and then I also started the Thato Mbha Community Drive at the same time. So I started both foundations at the same time. The Thato Mbha Community Drive really focuses on fixing homes with Mzanzi Cribs and all of that. And Amatama focuses on boys and men, the wellness of boys and men. So we started curating workshops, wellness workshops for men, financial workshops for men, to talk about money. Let's have those uncomfortable conversations amongst men when it comes to money.
Wow.
The problem with us men is that when we talk about money, our ego comes at the forefront.
Yeah, yeah.
If I had to ask you now, how much do you earn? You're not going to tell me because it's an ego thing. You know what I mean? And those are things that we need to break as men, to say, guys, we need to educate each other. We've hosted an event where I had about 1,000 men seated, and I asked them one question: can men who've got wills here please stand up? Only about 15 men stood up out of 1,000 men. Oof. And these are men of influence, men you would never expect that they don't have wills. So we need to educate each other about these things. Mental wellness is a big challenge. There's this misconception that mental wellness is a white thing. And yet black people are committing suicide on a daily basis, especially men. The rate of suicide amongst men is 4 times more than any other gender. So men are under pressure, men are under siege. So the Amatama Brotherhood Circle is really designed for that. We've got a WhatsApp group as well where we have conversations amongst ourselves, personal, business, and recreational.
Wow.
It allows us to be able to escape from our own challenges. And what I've realized about this movement is that the more you listen to other men, the more you realize how little problems you have.
Yeah.
Because once you listen to someone else's problem, you thought your problem was big.
Yeah.
It's actually small.
It's very tiny.
Yeah, it's very tiny. And I was mentioning to you earlier on that we meet every Monday evening online. And that allows us to have our own space as men. What do you call the
Is there
men
any
cave?
significant impact or maybe a case study that you can mention where you've positively impacted
Yeah, there's so many.
people? Yeah.
There's so many.
Give us a few.
I'll tell you the first one. There's a guy in our group who's very suicidal. And through the group, we were able to save his life. This guy was literally on the verge of committing suicide. He had taken, I don't know what chemicals he had taken, and then he went on the rooftop of his house. He was about to jump, and his wife got in touch with me and the network, and we were able to come out in numbers to say to him, what you're doing is not right. You've got a son, you've got a wife. Why would you not do this? He listened to us. Case in point,
Wow.
there's another gentleman who lost his wife in the group and didn't know how he was going to manage the funeral arrangements. But through the Amatama Brotherhood Circle, we were able to donate funds for him to have a dignified send-off for his wife.
Wow.
And we got one of the guys who's actually running his own funeral parlor to donate some of the casket and the services. So that the network is quite powerful. And we are saying as men, you cannot be sitting there by yourselves when there's other men who can lend a helping hand. And it's not about money sometimes. We've got professionals who are there to talk to these men about psychological issues that we have.
Yeah.
A lot of us have got childhood traumas. We were raised by parents who were very violent. We were raised by parents who were very physical. Corporal punishment was normal. But it's still sitting in a lot of us. And some of us are taking it out on our own kids.
Yes.
And this day and age, you can't do that. You'll go to jail. And so you can see the mindset shift in a lot of men who initially, when I started the WhatsApp group, had a very negative attitude towards it. Another WhatsApp group. Guys who are CFOs, CMOs, CEOs of companies, like, this is a waste of time. And I said to them, just stay there for 2 weeks. Just stay and be silent and watch. 2 weeks later, they are inviting other people to say, you need to be part of this movement because men have finally got a safe space for us to be able to vent.
Eish. So you talk about your wives, your children,
Everything.
work related to your bosses.
Everything. We talk about everything. Everything. And that's why these Monday Men Cave sessions are important because we meet once a
We
week.
call them men cave
Yeah,
sessions.
it's Amatama Men Cave. What happens in the Men Cave stays in the Men Cave.
Yeah.
And you know what a Men Cave is. It's a safe space for us men
Yeah.
to be able to be ourselves. And we always try and invite different speakers into these online sessions to come and talk to us about business, wellness, personal spirituality, anything that will uplift.
Sometimes you get speakers from amongst yourselves.
Amongst ourselves. 'cause
Sometimes
we've got
from
professionals.
outside.
For some, like 2 weeks back, we had Akani, the fastest man in the world, join us.
Yeah.
He's in the group. He's in the Amatama group.
Yeah.
Just to share his journey of perseverance.
Yeah.
And also to share his journey of isolation.
Yeah.
Because remember, when he's running, he has to be isolated from the world, from his family, from everything. How does that affect him mentally?
Yeah.
How does he keep... Because all we see is him winning.
Yeah.
But you don't see the behind the scenes of him stuck in his hotel room.
Yeah.
Alone. No friends, nothing. It's him and his phone.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that life? You're stuck somewhere in Italy for a month.
Yeah.
You are only seeing your kids and family through this device. It's not the same.
That's
And
true.
how does he keep mentally fit?
Yeah.
For him to be able to still be physically
And he's got
fit.
certain protocols that
He's
he
got
does.
certain protocols, but also he's got his own challenges. He's a human being after all. So he came on and we had a great time and we interviewed him and he was supposed to be on for 5 minutes. He was on for 30 minutes.
Wow.
Because he realized that, Jens, thank you for this.
Yeah.
For me, this was also therapeutic.
Yeah.
I thought I was just going to do a quick in and out, but I actually enjoyed conversating with other men as well and inspiring other men and youngsters to do better.
This is great.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. And of course, my good friend, our mutual friend, Matloro Ledwaba, had you went to a place where there was a cooking event.
Yes.
On Father's Day. Tell us about that.
So first of all, shout out to the Breadbox Bakery and Studio, Matloro and Mpo, a very amazing couple. Great people. They've got a cooking studio. So I had said to them, last year we hosted an Amatama networking cookout in December. I hosted it in December, almost like a year-end function. And I invited about 40 men within my circle. I just wanted to thank them for business, thank them for just being there.
Yeah.
So this past Saturday, the day before Father's Day, I wanted to celebrate men and fathers. And I did it the day before because I didn't want to take them out of their families on the day.
Yeah.
So we got about 50 men to come through for a cookout, and they were put in different groups, and we cooked pap.
I'm sure some of them were cooking for the first time ever.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them, because they depend on their wives.
Yeah.
And it was refreshing to see a bunch of men just having a good time and forgetting about what's happening out there. And, you know, it was a 4-hour exercise. And when we sat down and we were breaking bread with the men, with the food that we had all prepared, what was strong that came out was that it's important for us to create safe spaces for ourselves. Because we carry a lot.
Yeah.
We're expected to provide, we're expected to protect, we're expected to love. Who's giving us all those things?
Sometimes no one.
Most times.
Well, we'd like to think that our spouses, occasionally, and our children do that, but
It's not often enough, unfortunately, because we're expected.
But
to
when
be
it comes
the
to
strong ones.
provision, it's us.
It's us. It's non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, from a wellness point of view, how many men have got the privilege of having wives that ask them on a daily basis, "How are you doing today, my baby?" Not just, "Have you paid this? Khoshota in this? The milk? Did you bring the milk?" Just, "How are you? How are you?" Most men don't get that. It's a privilege.
Yeah, a huge one if you have it.
Yeah.
And maybe some of us are lucky to have wives who
Absolutely.
who do that.
Absolutely.
And of course, the one thing I want to ask you, because we have to wrap up, is what would you say is your overall business philosophy? What drives up? If maybe there was a youngster out there watching, what would be the key ingredients that you'd like to share on a business perspective, maybe even from a real estate perspective?
I think for me, what I advocate is integrity in everything that I do. I enjoy my sleep, and I want to sleep at night. I never want to go to bed knowing that there's someone that I schneid of a deal or out of a deal, or I compromised out of a deal. So I think, if anything, if you want to do good business, you need to have integrity. And if I can teach any young man in business, is that you are only as good as your last transaction. You are literally only as good as your last transaction. Don't sit on your laurels. Get the deals, great, but don't sit and be comfortable, because there's someone else who's waiting to be in your position. And that's life.
Okay. So so you work hard. How many hours per day typically? What's your approach to work? And I hear people saying work hard and work smart. How do you combine those two?
So when I was younger, I used to work hard. And now that I'm a little bit wiser, I work smart. I employ people to do most of the work for me. And that's the thing, is I employ people that are smarter than me, so that I don't have to overthink things. I seek opportunities, and then I let others execute them for me. So that's my part of working smarter. I used to work hard, long hours, sleepless nights. I don't lose sleep anymore, because I've mastered the art of working smart.
The art of delegation.
And the art of delegation, and the art of trust. But the art of trust comes with you training properly, teaching properly, mentoring properly, so they don't make the mistakes that you made when you were younger, trying to navigate the space. But allow room for mistakes.
Okay.
You must always allow room for mistakes so people can learn from them. It's a lesson out of that mistake.
Wow. I know that you mentor a lot of men, but who's mentoring you? Who's your hero? Who's taking care of you?
Well, first, my number one mentor is my dad. He's not a businessman. He was just blue collar worker, but he mentored me in terms of how to do things, discipline, financial discipline, and being disciplined as a man. But I do also have other business mentors. I've been mentored by a legend of a businessman called Mr. Mos Mashishi. He actually introduced me to the sport of golf. He said to me, if you want to thrive in business, you need to play golf, because that's where you're going to meet the people that you want to do business with. And now I understand the concept of business and golf. And I'm an avid golfer. I'm a huge golfer. I play a lot of golf because there's a direct link between golf and real estate.
How does that happen? Explain it to some of us. I don't do golf, but I'm into real estate.
I can't explain it. You have to be in it. It's one of those things that you have to be in it, because people think we spend the whole day doing nothing on the golf course. But you forget one thing. So I've tried several times to set up meetings with CEOs of different companies, just for them to give me 30 minutes in their diary. Now here's the challenge. The guy will give you 30 minutes, but that 30 minutes is not there. He's not in that moment because he's rushing elsewhere. He's got other problems. He's not even listening to what you're saying. Vis-a-vis me playing golf with him for 5 hours. If I've got 5 hours with you as a CEO, by the time we're done in that 5 hours, I know everything about you. I know how many kids you have. I know what you like. I know what you don't like. I know what irritates you about your wife and all of that. And I will use that to my advantage because I know you're the sweet spot. I know what you like. If you're a CEO and I'm trying to do business with you and I know that you're very passionate about your kids, I'm going to start offering you tickets for your kids to come to Disney World concerts, because now I'm tapping into the soft spot. But I wouldn't have had the chance in 30 minutes of a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah.
That's the power of golf.
Wow. So it's not about winning the golf game.
No.
In fact, I don't think you even care about that at the end of the day.
It's social. We're not professionals. It's what kind of conversations are you having in those 4 hours? If I'm going to play 4 hours with the president, you bet your last cent. The conversation is not going to be about politics at all. I'm not interested in talking to him about politics. I want to talk to him about him as a man, as a father, as a human being. Tap into that space. You've got 4 hours.
But at the same time, do you need to have a certain level of skill for it to be worth the time of that person?
Absolutely. I mean, you gotta be a decent golfer. No one wants to play with people that are in the bushes all the time, with the ball is always on the other side. So you gotta be decent in your golf. But it's really not about that. It's really about networking and socializing and meeting the right people. You will find them on the golf course.
Okay, all right. Now I want you to grab that crystal ball, sir, and look into the future. I'm very excited. I think I'm honored to even have you on my podcast.
Thank you.
So, but I would like for you to look into the future in terms of a decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, and tell us what you see. What is the vision? What is likely to manifest in that time frame?
I see, and I've been seeing it, and I will continue to see it, a Black Real Estate Academy. So this is an academy that will incubate a lot of black talent. Carpenters, electricians, plumbers, builders, painters. I want to bring all this black talent, because black people, we're talented with our hands. We're very gifted.
Bring them together to
into
teach
this
them.
academy. Yes, into this academy, and this academy will basically incubate them to be able to run their own businesses out there. Almost creating an Uber Eats of construction through the academy.
That's interesting.
And they can take the idea, but they won't do it like me.
See,
I'm never scared to talk about some of these things, because someone will say, "Nah, why are you sharing such? What if someone copies your idea?" When God has gifted you with something, no one can take that away from you. They can try and do it, but they will never do it like I would.
With the passion.
They will never do it, and they'll never execute it to the last T like I would. I know the bigger vision, and I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when and how.
You haven't started the preliminary?
No, we have. We definitely have. The groundwork has been set. That's why I'm comfortable to talk about it, because we've written everything, so no one can copy it. Just I'm giving you the surface.
So that's likely to imagine, what, 10 years, 20 years?
Probably in the next 10 years.
Wow.
It's probably in the next 10 years. And the reason why it's taking this long is because we want to do it right. We really want to do it right. We want to leave a legacy. I want to be remembered as someone who really changed the landscape of real estate in Africa, not just South Africa.
What else are you seeing? Or maybe the easier way would be to say, what else are you working on?
What else am I working on? There's another concept called fractional property ownership, which will help a lot of disadvantaged communities to be able to have a stake in real estate. Because we understand that not everyone can afford to buy a house. Let's be honest. That's why we've got RDP houses and all of this, right? Because there's a backlog. You're trying to catch up. But you want to create an all-inclusive concept, similar to Stockfels, but not really Stockfels or crowdfunding.
What's the differentiator?
The differentiator is that here you get an opportunity to spread your risk over time. From as little as 100 rands contribution, and the exit clauses are quite easy and simple. If you want to exit at a certain point, you are free to go. But you actually get to be exposed to what's out there in terms of property and buildings and real estate.
And is a dividend guaranteed?
Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely. You're gonna have to get into the workshop, because then I'll be giving away some of the secrets that the guys don't want me to. Because we only share such when someone has subscribed. Otherwise, people then just want information just for the sake of information.
Yeah.
But people who are serious, we get to sit them down and we take them through an induction process of how this thing actually works. And they ask us as many questions as they want until they're comfortable enough to sign up.
And when is the next one?
So they can just go to our website. It's fracprop.co.za. All the information is there in terms of the next workshops and info sessions. We host a lot of webinars as well. So that it's easy for people who are not mobile to access us online.
So can you sort of dangle a carrot at someone like me and tell me what I stand to benefit?
Imagine you owning a stake in the Sandton Convention Center.
Mm-hmm. Imagining, yes.
Imagine you owning a stake in the Sandton Mandela Square.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
But can you afford it at this point?
No.
But imagine if you could have a little stake in it through fractional property ownership, where you come in and you club with other people.
So I can end up owning a couple of bricks in there, if you like.
That's what it's about.
That's what it's about. And of course, when a dividend is declared,
then you earn it relative to your contribution.
Yeah. And with a place like that, which is as successful as it is,
absolutely,
the returns are quite substantial.
Absolutely, over time. I mean, you are a property developer and mogul yourself. You know the numbers, the maths. You know, properties is quite stable over time. Over time, it's not a quick win. Most people think, you're gonna make a quick buck. No. It's not like the lotto.
In fact, you just touched on something before we wrap up. Where are most people getting wrong on property? Because with all what we have said, we're still talking about a success rate of, maybe 5%, 10% at most.
Yeah.
Where is the majority getting it wrong?
I think they're getting it wrong by not seeking the right information. I think people are too impulsive. This is not an impulsive space. You cannot buy property on emotion, because that emotion is going to be wiped away very quickly when the reality hits.
Yeah.
You gotta do your research as well. You gotta look at. They always say location.
Yeah.
And in real estate, it is true of that. Price is based on location.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a house in Sandton is more expensive than the very same house in Soweto.
Yeah.
Because of location, amenities, access to the highways, all of that. So you gotta do your research. If you're gonna buy property, you're gonna invest in the space, you gotta at least spend enough time researching about it.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. So I'm very keen to attend your seminar.
Absolutely.
Botswana is where I come from.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on my country, and is there any likelihood of spreading your footprint there?
There's definitely likelihood of me spreading my footprint in Botswana. What amazes me the most about Botswana is how they've maintained their currency over time, and how they've been so consistent. They protect themselves. And I'm talking about from a media point of view. I'm sure there's riots that happen in Botswana and whatnot, but we don't see it as often as we do here in South Africa. It's a country like ours. I'm sure they've got their own problems.
We do.
But they protect. And for me, there's definitely cultivating ground to do business, especially in real estate.
Yeah.
I will be definitely collaborating with you as an expert that side. Me as an expert this side. I think there's room for us to really cross-pollinate our experience and wisdom into both spaces. I mean, there are things that you guys have probably done well that side in real estate that we haven't even touched on this side.
Yeah.
And there are things vice versa that we've done that you probably haven't. And this is where the collaborative partnership will bear fruit for both Botswanians and South Africans.
Yeah. I like the fact that you call us Botswanians.
Yes. Is it correct though?
It's Botswana.
Oh, Botswana.
Yes,
Sorry, Botswana.
Yeah, no, I think we've covered most of the things we needed to cover, and you have a meeting to go to.
Yes.
But before we wrap up, do you want to have a question for me that you want to ask?
Yes, I do. When are we starting to collaborate, me and you?
Yesterday, which means the time is now. I'm thinking that as soon as possible. I come here once a month.
Right.
My next visit, you'll be in the priority list of people that I spend time with.
Yes.
We have dinner and we discuss.
Absolutely.
It's long overdue. I told you I haven't invested in South Africa,
Yet.
and it's long overdue.
Yeah.
My wife is telling me, why haven't we come here? We've been coming here for decades.
Yeah.
Why haven't we invested? Because all our portfolio is in Botswana.
Botswana.
We have not been growing.
You're
in this
waiting
side.
to meet with me.
Sorry?
You've been waiting to meet
I
with me.
think so. I think so. So that's my answer to your question.
No, thank you.
Now, we concluding our conversation, you have to look at that camera
Yeah.
and please leave that viewer with one final uplifting, motivational message.
Sharp kunjani lapho bafethu igama lami Thato Mbha, and what I can say to you is that never allow anyone to tell you that you will amount to nothing. I grew up being called Mafoster. Mafoster is someone who's persistent. At the end of the day, we are all fostering in this life. Never stop fostering.
It has certainly worked for you to be fostering. It remains for me to thank you, sir, for taking the time out. Oh, I almost forgot to tell them where they can reach you, social media and everywhere else.
So you can reach me on all social media platforms. It's at Thato Mbha, TTMBHA, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I'm there.
Yeah. And I'm going to have him back on. I'm going to ask him more questions about his background with Somizi and a lot more on his future plans on the real estate side, and what he's doing with luxury Mzanzi
Yes,
Cribs.
we didn't talk about that, but that's a topic for another
but
day.
essentially that's something you are working on.
Absolutely.
And we should watch your space and follow you anytime it's ready to pop.
Absolutely. I actually want to take it to Botswana as well. So luxury Mzanzi Cribs profiles homes that are worth 10 million and above.
Yeah.
And we need to do a Botswana version of it with you.
Yeah. It's doable. It's
Absolutely.
doable. Thank you so much. You've been a wonderful guest.
Thank you, Thato
Thank you
Mbha.
so much.
Thank you for your time,
I
and
really
all the
enjoyed-
best with your podcast, and may it grow tenfold.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Tara.
Yeah.